What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Just getting set up here. We have our usual Sunday night excellence from our Saturday open mat to go over. What's up, Andrew? Where's the footage at? Here we go. Let's get started. How was that Gordon Ryan seminar? Got Daniel back on the mats. Haven't seen him in a hot minute, at least on the Saturday footage. He and Nick getting after it. Me not looking to get pulled over. And he gets it with the body lock. No apologies necessary. It looks like Daniel's serving up some preemptive karma, perhaps. He was going for a north-south strangle. Now moving his way towards a Kimura-ish attempt. Now to a mounted crucifix. Got John and I over there getting loose. So some turtle breakdown stuff. All right. Well, I showed you some stuff. Now you need to show me what he showed you. And Daniel goes on to get, I'm going to say a straight arm here. Straight arm or a Kimura. Looks like a straight arm. Yeah. Steven over there with Jordan. I think Mike with James. Daniel pummeling back in for double underhooks. Trying to get there. Only has the one though. Exactly. Like Steven gets something. Maybe they move. I don't know. Wrist lock, maybe? I don't know. Over under from Daniel. Tries to go outside trip. Daniel's looking pretty relentless here on your head, Nicholas. Stuck in that top half guard now. Probably looking to play her coyote guard. Big up and over from Steven. It's working from butterfly position with an overhook on the left side, on his left side. Very nice, very controlled, easy peasy. Let Daniel get around this. Okay. Took advantage of your adjustment, Nick. Curious how many rounds Mike makes it through here. I know he said his knee was bothering him. All right, Nick looking to take the back here. Can he get it? He can't get the roll through. He's got to slip his head out. It's going to be tough. Daniel's really well versed in this position. Makes it very difficult to slip the head out. And right now he's got a compression choke pretty much set up. I don't know if that's... I don't think Nick will tap to that. Yeah, that's what I figured I'd see. Now, whizzer set in from Daniel. That is how you use a whizzer. Or at least one way to do it. So immediately sets it up. Starts throwing on some downward shoulder pressure. He is kind of leaving the elbow behind a little bit here. I'm going to assume Daniel's comfortable with that right now. I mean, if you're a white belt doing this, I always advise you to lead with the shoulder rather than with the head, especially in a standing position. Right now, Daniel's really putting a lot of torque on, and he ends up getting Nick over, probably by way of that hip height as the turn started happening. But Daniel knows what he's doing there. He's got a killer whizzer. Very no bueno. Steven, meanwhile, on side control. Oh! Great adjustment from Jordan. Doesn't last long, though. Get Steven up. Look at that hip movement from Steven. So, flat on his back. As soon as he gets his hips down, he's able to get up and over. Really, really effective hip switch there. Saved him from a sweep. Luke and Alex. Oh yeah, we had Frankie joining us. He drove all the way in from Virginia to get some rounds in today, so it was really good to see him as always. Daniel, back to that kind of crucifix ish side on like dorsal position. What's Steven do here? So Jordan trying to get to an X guard, and Steven locks up in response, toe hold. So goes for Jordan's left foot. You see it barely popping up there for a second. Gets the grip on the toe hold. Jordan taps. What's up, James? How you doing, buddy? Looks like you're about to knee bar Mike, but time. Me and Frankie have a fun round here. He just relentlessly tries to twist my legs off. Andrew not letting that collar tie get set up by Cooper. Max and Jordan head to head. Let's see how Mike handles this round with John. Yeah, Frankie set up a nice attack on my neck here. So catches me pretty extended, bent over, bringing my posture down, looking for that knee push. And he just does the same side snap down. So you can see here, with his left hand, snaps me down to his left arm. Gets my hands to the mat and is able to start coming up. He gets like a head and arm here. Now trying to work towards, I think he was trying to work towards an anaconda there, if I remember correctly. Comes up on top. And with my arm in, I'm not really terribly worried about this. It was just a matter of grip fighting and letting the bruise on my ego heal. Got Luke turtled up. Looks like he shot in on an armbar or something, maybe? No. Just keeping guard on Daniel. Daniel runs to the back. Tries to break Luke down. And John with the Kimura trap, go behind. Looking to play a little rubber guard. So Andrew, was it all turtle breakdowns at the seminar, or did he go over some other positions, other content? Luke looking for a leg attack. Daniel rolls out. A few rear strangle strategies and defenses. All right. Can't wait for people to try to strangle me. And I've been playing so much turtle lately, so that really kind of sucks. Missed you too, Ronnie. I hope you guys had a good time. Damn, John is really making use of that Kimura. Look right here. Yeah, he really caught Mike. Just unaware for a second. Mike's looking to knee push past. And he even gets the arm behind Mike's back. So this is why we see Mike roll. It's, you know, he's kind of past the point of tucking the hand deep across his stomach. So he goes, oh, I got to go here. Starts to give up position, eventually slips the elbow. Frankie still twisting up my legs. And Luke looking maybe for a triangle. And Daniel slips out the back. So much going on. Got a lot of footage to go over tonight. Luke with a straight arm here. I don't even know when he had that grip set up. Daniel kind of tried to heist up on him, and Luke kept him at bay with that submission threat. Andrew looking for a triangle. And Coop looking to defend. So I want to see this leg come over first if he's going to go for this seated triangle defense. He's got to keep his arms safe here. Digging into the armpits because he can't quite get his legs over the chest, I imagine. And Andrew gets the tap. I was just talking with somebody about that today. How that the seated triangle escape is really great, but it doesn't always work. Like Luke has, you know, put me out when I've tried to, not actually unconscious when I've tried to use that escape, but as long as they have a really deep grip, you know, deep connection when they start that, if you're coming to the game a little late on that escape, may not always work, but it's still a good one. Luke working into this armbar, which we practiced that day, doing the move that he taught earlier. A little bit of a little bicep slice action there, getting that set up. But he's also like directly over the grip. So this sucks. You can see how Luke, it's hard to tell, but Luke has his palm turned up, which is putting the blade of his forearm into the bicep and Daniel's forearm. So that's really uncomfortable, but not everybody taps to that discomfort. But he's also using this shin as a bit of an attack on the grip. So it's putting a lot of pressure onto that grip. So if Daniel tries to relieve the pain of the bicep slicer as he opens that grip up, he's not going to get it back. He's not going to relock the grip. Luke doesn't have a hand all the way at the end of the wrist now, so you know it's not very easy for Luke to just quickly extend the arm out, if that makes sense. But this leg configuration gives him a little bit of, I'd say it gives him a little bit of coverage for if that grip breaks, and kind of almost encouraging that grip to break. Bicep slicers just generally suck. I was really playing in the pocket there, trying to deal with Frankie's leg game and counterattack. Not really doing a whole lot to pass. Frankie is a very impressive guard. We go on a last little flurry here. Let's see how this gets set up. Let me know if I'm missing anything. Okay. Let's see. So Daniel on Luke's back, looking for power half to get the flip ish. Well, not really using power half, just kind of hand on the face there. He's going back to the half Nelson, and then opts to go for the arm bar. He's He's got the left leg through, so it's like a 3/4 armbar. Luke slips out. On this little leg lock exchange with Frankie, this is kind of cool. So he gets me off balance. He extends his leg. I'm keeping the ankle, the straight ankle grip this whole time. Not really looking for heel hooks here. As he tries to come up, I throw my left leg over and get to an Arimiyashi position. He starts to try to peel, and when he can't quite peel the legs open, I'm assuming maybe as open as he wanted them, he turns through this and rotates. So as he steps his leg over, I let him go with my legs, because again, I've got a straight ankle grip, so I don't need the hip to hip connection, but I keep my arm grip that you can't see with my left arm. I splay my knees out, or I try to splay my knees out. He about gets me turned over, but here I'm laying on the straight ankle itself. He taps right at the time, but that was after about, I think the ratio of him attacking me to me attacking him was like 50-1. I was on defense for 4 minutes and 59 seconds of that. Coop and Max, one of my new favorite matches to watch. Andrew and Luke, Ben and Alex. Damn, Andrew. Really chasing the back here. Immediate strangle on Luke, or strangle threat. You're riding high, Luke's. Yeah, Luke's going to shrug off of that every single time. Just because you don't have any hooks in, so with your head that low, your hips that high, and no hooks, he's going to get out of that. Not sure exactly how that went down. Let's look here. So we'll start from the beginning. So let's see this. Luke's kind of trying to shoot to cross Ashi right now, but this leg is a little low. So he's setting up kind of sort of calf slicer-y looking offense while you go on the counter offense, it looks like, to try to do something with this leg. So you set up your cross Ashi, almost. You don't really turn the corner. What happens here? So Mikey lock, maybe? Yeah, nice. I think that's what you did. Judging by your body position, looks like you maybe take a grip on the toes. So you're putting on that inside heel hook pressure. You got your legs over here. So now Luke can't really turn once you have control of that knuckle line of his toes. So nice, very nice. Get the tap on the big man. Hopefully that's his ankle that's like always hurt. So maybe you hurt it even more. That would be great. Yeah, you don't get made fun of for hurting Luke. It's only lower belts. When you punch down, that's when you get made fun of. Not even that. Not even that. What's up, John? Yeah. I guess black belts are the only ones you're allowed to hurt and nobody makes fun of you. Max getting side control on Cooper. How did that get down to the ground? Max shoots, it looks like. Cooper sprawls. Look in here. Cooper pulls to guard. Okay. Keep going ahead. God, so much going on. I don't know what to look at. Steven trying to break me. Max got Cooper all folded up here in a little panda guard. Looking for the back take. Just has the one hook in though. Max, you got to take your time on that, bud. You had a great position. You don't want to lose it just because you got a little rushed. It is, yeah, that is a little close. Really driving that knee forward, pressing into your top half guard, Andrew. Frankie making his way to Mike's back. Let's see how he gets there. Huh. A whole exchange here I missed. So Mike getting Frankie's head pretty low. Trying to heist up, but Frankie has the underhook, so Mike rolls through. Or Granby regard or something. Looks like they're just like flow rolling around. They look like they're going in slow motion and everybody else is not. So I'm gonna largely ignore them. Luke getting on the back here. Yeah, catching Andrew with that right arm across the center line. Gives a pretty easy opening to the back. He's got his hooks in. Andrew riding up the center. Which makes it somewhat difficult to work to the body triangle. Luke's pretty well versed though in switching through. I mean, you're watching him right now. He's using this high ball ride where he's got one hook out, ankles crossed behind behind Andrew's butt. Right now, you see him switching his legs in and out. He's working the ADCC rules for back points, so he's kind of just racking up points there. Takes it out for 3 seconds, puts it back in for 3 seconds, gets points every single time. Throws on a quick strangle after he racks up. I think that's 3 points in ADCC, the back take, if I remember correctly. He's going to want to, he's going to train up for ADCC Open in Atlanta and one in Oklahoma. So that's going to suck for all of us because he's going to be doing that a lot. So get ready. Trying to preemptively give him some of his own trouble he was just giving Andrew. Getting him broken down. I don't have hooks in either, Andrew. Like we were talking about that in your position, but you can tell like I'm on my side. I'm not trying to heist up when I don't have hooks in. I'll just get to my side, work from the hip until I feel comfortable enough to start getting my hooks in now. Like right now I'm working towards kind of that post rear mount. Not quite a body triangle, not quite hooks. Putting in a lot of pressure on his face as much as I can to try to keep him there, keep him from rotating out. Thought I might be able to get a mandible strangle here, but It's takes a little more than that to hurt Luke. Here he does a nice turn out. I don't have an underhook on this side because I have my 2 strangle arms at work. So as soon as he can, he immediately rotates. Gets himself safe. Daniel and James getting after it now. We got Frankie and Nick. Is that you? I think, yeah. So what happens here? So Frankie stands. Nick trying to come up with that underhook, but Frankie, he has a very good, I complimented him on this. He has one of the best guillotine and front headlock games of anybody I've trained with, certainly anybody my size that I've trained with. His guillotines are very, very good. It does. He doesn't, I think something he does extremely well. Yeah, that was an arm in guillotine. Something he does extremely well that I think I mess up a lot is when I shoot in for the guillotine, I stop right at the chin, like I get like a chin strap grip, instead of just going all the way through and trusting the depth of the strangle. He doesn't stop there. He just goes, sets it in, and it's like perfect every time. Daniel, meanwhile, getting James's arm isolated. Soon, maybe a little smother action. There we go. We got Jake over here with Alex. Nick, how are you past Frankie's guard? Frankie didn't let me get by his guard. He plays this butterfly half. You smash down the butterfly. Sprawl the legs back. Keep his knees pointed away. James looking for straight ankle, I want to say. Almost went belly down with it. Kick out from Daniel. The awesome thing I did against that higher belt yet? No, not this day, not any day, anytime soon. Good top pressure, Nick. Look at that regard from Frankie. Watch his left knee. He gets it so low to the ground and is able to just find just enough gap underneath. Go to the stack position here. His arm's in a safe spot. Nick's arm's in a safe spot. What did Luke do to me? Oh yeah, Luke got a nice heel hook on me that, as I said a tap, my heel slipped out. I was very upset. Could have kept going. Just had to not listen to my body and ignore the pain, and I could have kept going. Daniel really digging the crucifix position today. It's that arm extended on James. No easy feat with these guns. Andrew chasing down the back on Jordan over here. I see this is, you know, better now. You've got this left hook in. I don't think you have the right hook in, but that's okay as long as you have some connection to the lower body. I don't mind you working from here. I don't know. I personally don't like it when I'm like on my head like that. Like I know that's where I'm trying to make a positional change, or like I'll switch up to using the power half Nelson to try to like flip them out or flip them over and get out of that. So I just feel like I'd lose all my mobility there. James escaping certain death here. Little armpit push, sit up. See the back, you take the back. Ooh, nice control over the head. Daniel really stopping you from getting any lower body connection to secure the back. Rolls up. Yeah, still too high. Man, I would just say, and we talked about this, I think, the last time we were talking turtle breakdowns. Like, just get comfortable working from your hips being behind their hips or being beside their hips. Like, don't, just because you see the back, especially when they turtle up, don't immediately try to set in the strangle. Because you've got a long way to go before you can even finish the strangle from there. So and I hope today, whatever you learned at the seminar, I hope that kind of like really sets that in stone for you. Like, focus on the breakdown first, and then all the other stuff comes a little bit easier. But if you just send in the strangle against somebody up in turtle, you just lose position. Like 99 times out of 100, you're not going to really get anything out of it. Luke trying to tie the legs up here. Frankie putting on the guillotine. Let's see how Luke handles this, because it sucks. See him attacking the grip here, and his head pops out. Okay. So I'm working cross ashi on you, Andrew. And Max getting shoulder pushed from Mike, but recovers. Okay. See what I'm saying, Nick? Like, I saw you pass Frankie's guard a couple times. Frankie's just not giving it up against Luke or me. So you were doing something good, or Frankie was just being charitable. Sorry, just checking something. David and Daniel. Okay. I'm not sure what grip Frankie's trying to take here with Luke. I don't know what he's looking to attack. I just know he has his back exposed. Luke kind of has an opportunity to set that hook in, maybe? Yeah, there it is. And now onto the back. And the strangle. I hate this position. When your arm gets like trapped across your body the way David's is. It's especially terrible in the gi, if you've ever had the pleasure. What's up, Coop? No pleasure to be had in the gi. Are you actually watching this on mute, Cooper? That little thing says you're watching without audio. How can you watch the stream without audio? What's the point? The whole point is to listen to me. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but recently I've been putting myself in bad spots to try to work out. That's a great thing. You should do that your entire time that you're training. Oh, okay, it's gone. You should do that the entire time you train, man. I still do it. I just like give it context, right? If as a white belt or as a beginner, it's really great because some of the first things that you really need to learn are positional escapes. That's where I would spend most of your time in like your first 6 months to a year. Submission escapes soon after that. But then, you know, for me, like at my level or some of the other upper belts, putting ourselves in bad positions against white belts gives white belts an opportunity to work on some of the offensive stuff that makes jiu-jitsu fun, right? Jiu-jitsu would suck if you're just spending all your time as a white belt getting smashed and working out of bad positions. So it's cool when, like, I think it's cool when an upper belt trains with a lower belt and lets the lower belt really work some like deep offensive spots where maybe they get really close to finishing, and the upper belt can work on their submission escape defense. The lower belt can work on their offensive technique, right? So yeah, any time between now and you know, either when you quit jiu-jitsu or when you're 6 feet in the ground and you've trained your whole life, you should always be working out of bad positions in a safe manner, right? In the training room or whatever. I got you. Frank didn't finish it, but had a cool sequence. Yeah, I saw the tail end of that. It looked like ended with like an omoplata or something. Let's see what he does. So he catches again. He always looks for this. When your head gets really low, he's so quick to pop up. Goes on the front headlock. He did it to me a couple times. He gets me in a really, really nice seated katagatame or seated arm triangle later, which I'm excited to look at. Yeah, this is deep. Like, Luke is not enjoying this. I don't know if he'd say he was about to tap or anything, but he's in deep on this. Just can't tell whether the connection to the neck is good. And then transitions into almost a triangle, but instead to an omoplata, which we have seen ragdoll me out of an omoplata, so it wouldn't be difficult for him to do it to Frankie. That was a really cool sequence, though. Daniel almost with the big throw. Looking for it. Gets the Uchimata. That's this guy right here. So goes hip toss. Doesn't work. Gives it a second. He's got his over-under grip. Steps in. Gets the leg lift, right? Going to Uchimata. Gets David up and over. Frankie spinning through to an outside Ashi. Right at the end. Almost getting to a very strange looking, very different cross Ashi setup. You know, John, another good thing about what you're talking about, like working from those compromised positions, is a lot of times, depending on like how deep you're willing to go into like a submission, you know, you think about an extended arm or an extended leg, you know, the further it is from your body, the weaker it is, right? If a muscle is in full extension, that's its least mechanically strong spot. So it, you know, if you're working with, you know, another white belt or blue belt, they're smaller than you, you don't want to muscle through stuff, right? Which a lot of, you know, nobody wants to do that. You want to feel like you're really utilizing technique. You kind of get that taken away from you as an arm gets extended, right? And now you have to focus very deliberately on body position, you know, your movement, which ways you can move, which ways you shouldn't move, all that sort of stuff. So it's just another benefit to working out of bad spots. Yeah, I know you do. I know Jordan does. Cole doesn't do that right now. To you, Coop, it feels like everybody does, because you are a scarecrow. What'd you do there, Nick? Oh, okay. I was just telling Ben today that I can't wait till his son Henry starts training with the adults. He's 12. He's done so well in competitions. Like since he started competing, he's a little beast. And when he gets in here, I'm just gonna wreck him. Just mess up some 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds. Just like I'm doing a Coop right now on the triangle. Looks like a lot of chatter going on here. Daniel heckling from the sidelines. Meanwhile, James looking to pass. He's got 3/4 mount on Jordan over here. Max trying to keep Nick down. So difficult to do. Emotionally or physically. Nick comes up with the underhook. Let's see if he can do something with it. Gets back to a seated guard position. Good enough. And then gets the shoulder crunch sweep out of it. What did I hit you with, Coop? Oh, just outside heel hook. I'd never heard. So Daniel called the armbar attempted a violin armbar. I'd never heard that before. We'll look at it in I don't know what I'm doing here. So from the shoulder crunch, start to get it extended. Instead of using the shoulder crunch for a sweep, I look to continue on to what I've heard called an inverted armbar, the Udigatami, a straight arm lock. I feel like it goes by a bunch of different names, but he called it a violin, like a violin armbar or something. I'd never heard that before. He's like, "What do you call it?" I go, "Udigatami." He goes, "Of course." No, dude, he meant violin. There's nothing violent about what I'm doing to Cooper. See, I'm smiling. It can't be violent. Nick made his way to the back, working with the high ball ride. Andrew digging on Steven's leg over here. Oh, just about gets him off balance. Or gets him off balance. Just about gets the leg right at the bell. Thank you, Cooper. Thank you for clearing that up. Nothing gets past you, bud. Nothing goes over that 6'5" head of yours. Shout out to Max rocking the Heroes BJJ. Or Heroes Jiu-Jitsu, I guess. HJJ. Rash guard. I'm sure Ronnie loves that. Andrew looking for an anaconda here on somebody. John. Okay. That looked very threatening. I thought you had the depth on it. Steven breaking Max's arm, maybe? About to triangle straight arm later this round. Hell yeah. Don't let me miss it. I tend to miss things on this side of the screen. Steven opting for a low knee shield half guard. This may have been the first time I submitted Alex. I can't remember if I've tapped him or not. Not that it really matters, but I think I was talking last stream about just how solid his positional defense is. Like, he doesn't really give up arms very easy. He has very safe posture. He does a remarkable job shutting down so much stuff. Here I work to a shin pin. I have an underhook on his left arm. So I start cutting my corner. He rolls up for me, so it's either work to a mounted triangle or turn around his neck essentially and work to a rear triangle. So that's what I opt for here. But what I'm worried about is him. Steven's really good at this. He tends to buck in this direction. He would get me off balance and then slip his head out the back. So I'm really focused on holding that tricep, that left tricep of his, pulling it up to slow down or prevent a sharp rotation, because that's going to be the key to his escape here if he slips out the back. So I'm pinching my knee in, doing everything I can to wedge around him to slow him down until I can get to my butt here and then start to fall in this direction, right? Falling to my right to make my left leg mobile. Lock up my triangle with the quickness, keep his arm up as best I can, and get the rear triangle. I think if I had slipped up on any single step of that, Alex would have absolutely exploded out of that and gotten safe. Big turn from David. Max was looking for the ankle pick against Steven. Oh, nice takedown. Nice takedown, Steven. So, get this reverse collar tie from Max. Steven working the Russian tie. Sends it through. That was very nice. Very lovely. Quick to get the hooks in. Quick double from John over there. John with the Americana from Side Control. Okay, cool. You guys are restarting in the same position, working out of it. That's another good way to train, John, considering your earlier comment. Like, I really like seeing this, and I'll do this with a lot of lower belts when I know that they're not comfortable with leg attacks. So look what John does here. Other John, he gets the Americana on Andrew. Now I don't know what the circumstances are here around like the discussion they have. I don't know if like Andrew taps there verbally or whatever, but you get subbed, you get caught. You say, all right, let's start in that position and let me work out of it. So you start deep-ish, as deep as you want to in a submission threat. And then, tap when they get it. Say, cool, good stuff. Let's start there again and let me work out of it. Give me some tips, whatever. That's a great way to train submission escaping. Start from bottom a lot when I feel like I outweigh someone too. Absolutely, right? Yeah, that's another good thing you could add to your training repertoire. Blurry. Can't tell if I'm blurry or not. Maybe I'm just tired. So David really should get rid of that. You should try, Coop. I mean, eventually, make it part of your practice, right? Working on something maybe a little different. start playing bottom half guard game or something. Let's check out this mounted triangle. Okay, I was wondering how you got to mount. You just went right up and over. So now, kind of at a higher mount, you got your hips wedged under John's elbow. Good adjustment, beating that arm. Locking into the leg. Nice, man. Hell yeah. So from here, Andrew has two options, right? He takes one. He has another. We see him attack the armbar just because it's kind of right there. Another one here. After locking up this triangle the way he does, he makes sure his foot's in a good spot. You'll, if you want to finish the triangle, kind of try to cut the angle. So point your head this way, hips that way. Bring your head to the mat and start to then lock in your triangle from there. Two great options from that position. Get taken down. There are times I just stay seated. I mean, that's there are many hours of footage of me working from seated guard, just on my ass trying to disrupt someone's base, right? Speaking of, Nick decides that's what he wants to do. Still have 30 minutes of footage. Might have to fast forward through some of this stuff. So we get on David's back here. Yeah, just working arm drags. John is a terror with that Kimura. Looks like Coop going to an outside Ashi. Making his way around Cooper's guard now. Oh, Coop throwing up some tricks here. Just about gets to a reverse triangle. Tried to wrist lock you? Well, don't get wrist locked, bud. Now he's trying to smother you. Checks the camera, make sure he's in vision. There he goes. Goes for the wrist lock. I think Nick has taken the cake for creativity with the camera. You see a lot of guys doing the same sort of, double biceps posing, whatever. Nick will pick you up and put your face right in front of the camera. He'll look at it as he wrist locks you. I respect it. I respect it a lot. Okay, John and Alex are just going over some stuff there. I'm going to zoom ahead a little bit. David with a great out the back escape. Coop, can you secure the back here? No, on the turn. Nick keeps turning, beats you. This is a great example, though, what Cooper's doing of not accepting a bad position. I think a lot of times, especially later in the rounds when we get tired, whatever. That's one thing, but getting up quickly when you have seemed to have lost your position is very, very important. Like, it's easy to just kind of get dejected and stay seated or something. But getting back up and taking top position when you have the opportunity can really set you up for success later. Trying to arm drag and stand up. I end up just taking Max over. Max and I talked through that spot. We got Steven over here on Neon Belly on Alex. Transitioning to mount. Looking to make his way to the back, but Alex is shutting it down. Coop looks for the Nelson, but I take the opportunity to try to work a Maki Komi here. So the fat man roll, right? As soon as he goes in deep on the half Nelson, I capture his elbow, and I try to just hit a roll. Notice I'm taking him in this direction. I'm not taking him sideways where this leg could really base out and make things difficult. I'm trying to take him in the direction where he can't base, which is with that arm. He adjusts. I have to start trying to get up. Got his head under control. I don't know if I get the better of this position or not, though. Okay. Onto the guillotine. That's right. Alex doing a good job framing the hips here. I want to see that elbow tucked back in. That way Steven can't do that. And also because elbow escapes require the elbow inside the knee. What did I say? Did I say Cooper? Lord, man, I misspoke, all right? Steven tried to set on the C-keel. I like Max's recovery there. So he couldn't quite get to the leg position he wanted. He didn't have this hook in on the bottom. I was not going to let him get this hook in anywhere useful. So he just switches his hips, comes back up. From here, he can either work back to mount if I turn that way, or he can work back to a more secure chair sit back take and secure the back in a different way. Steven chases down. The armbar hits the spinning armbar. Okay. Nothing too fancy there. That's the round. Oh yeah, me and James have a banger of a match here. notice as James tries to run around my guard, he's doing a good job making it difficult for me to track him with my legs. Like he gets a connection to like there he's on like my knee or my thigh, keeping his feet back so I can't track him very easily, like how I like to do with a sticky hook. But once he starts beating me here, see I'm like my legs are flailing, I can't catch him. What his advantage in distance, where it helps him in getting around me, but it hurts him in his ability to keep me from turtling up. So I mean, it's not like it would be impossible. Like maybe James, if you were trying to think, if you framed my hip here instead of with your right hand, if you framed my hip instead of my like my armpit or my ribs, maybe that would slow me down on the turtle. If you closed this distance a little faster, since I don't have any way to impede your legs, you might be able to settle into the guard pass more quickly, or without having to deal with me turtling up. But with all that distance, tuck my head, get my hips up, and try to just live to fight another minute. Onto my back now. Taking advantage of some of that space, get my guard back in. Steven looking for a little tomfoolery here. Going for the mounted crucifix. Kinda, sorta, maybe, possibly. That reverse triangle threat thrown up again though. But no arm in to really make it happen. What the heck happened there? Steven just like elbow you in the face, trying to break your grip. Yeah, oh my god. Look at that. Bam! It's like, oh great, that's on camera. Whatever, your nose didn't start bleeding, so must not hit you that good. So I'm turtled up here. Straddling the leg, trying to run around. James does a great job keeping my head there. That guillotine threat. Hit you in the eye? That's in the eye? Okay. Yeah, Steven, that looked... I mean, we're on 1 1/4 speed, right? So it looked worse than it was, but that was fun. That's one way to get the hand behind the back. Again, really trying to fight back to turtle position. I feel like James gets me here a lot, though, where I'm just like, ugh. He's about to pass my guard. I need to do something. Now he's looking for either the anaconda or something. We're going to see Frankie hit a really, really nice anaconda threat into the seated Katagatame. Maybe next. I think I struck James as well, so you're not the only one, Stephen. Yeah, see, it just happens. Just trying to get position. You talking about what Frankie did to me? It was very uncomfortable. Nick looking for a spladle here, I want to say. Oh, Nick, didn't you do that to Max earlier? I told you to let me know when you did it to Max so I could look at it. Yeah, so... Sorry, looking at Nick here. He steps that leg in. He's got his head over David's head. What he needs here is for David to like get broken down further. You'll see this in wrestling where like somebody like David in this case maybe tries to like get in on the single leg, and then Nick reaches over to the opposite leg and gets in this is a spladle position. Use it for a pin, and it's typically just a fun way to embarrass your opponent, and it sucks to be in. All right, we're gonna go on a quick search here for Nick and Max. It may have been in the beginning, because there's actually a good example of it. It's the beginning of... Okay, here we are. Let's see the setup. So there, leg in. We got chest over the back. getting that spread really far as Nick reaches for the leg. brief spladle example. Fun. Love to see it. Cooper, standing guard break. Very nice. Oh, wait. We already saw that. I just slapped James. David in the spladle. All right, we're back. Cooper looking for cross Ashi. Onto a shoulder crunch on James. Nick onto cross Ashi as well. A hard-earned shoulder crunch sweep. I don't know if I do anything good with it though. James escapes the escapes the rear triangle. And Nick, you go on an inside heel hook here. Very nice. Good to see you getting a bit more comfortable with these heel hooks. Coop, don't just barrel into somebody's legs like that, man. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. On to James's back. I don't think I've hit a rear triangle or a rear strangle on James in a hot minute. How did I get there? Settling in from top half. Ah. Looking for the overback grip. I just have to get my right leg behind you, so as you sit up. Damn, I like barely get there. Nick quick to pull guard. Keeping Frankie's legs smashed. Swisher in behind those knees. Try to make some use of this while I got it. I imagine that knee's going to come in pretty easily here in a second. Yep. James on the omoplata on Cooper. get it? Just barely seeing it in the corner here. Nice. A lot of rolling through just to get my knee free. So Frankie's really holding onto the ankle, making it hard for me to fully extract, but as long as my knee pops out, I'm not too concerned. Sat for a minute trying to find an escape. It's tough. It's really tough there. Alex on it with a Katagatame. It is Mount Week after all, so should probably point these out more. But David gets caught slipping that arm over, and Alex is quick to pull up on it. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, Frankie kept looking for these like Aoki locks or Lin's locks or like the twisting locks that where you hold the foot and then try to put on either a bend across the ankle as opposed to like with the hinge of the ankle. Now I feel him setting up a rubber guard, so I just kind of bear down for a second, get my arms to an acceptable position. I need to get his right arm off of wrist control, but I'm keeping my left arm safe by like pointing my palm back in this direction. I'm trying to do the same thing with my right arm as soon as I get it free. So you can see there, I'm pretty good from this point. I could try to start slinking out of this, but like there's no threat here. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait this out. See if he wants to try to do anything. Maybe pass over that right leg. I feel him start setting up the... Oh, Steven, do you remember this, bud? Do you have fond memories of the Hindu teen, I believe it's called? We were just joking about it on the last stream, actually. Funny that Frankie starts to try to set it up. I hate this move. It's stupid, and I hate it. All it is a guillotine with your leg in the whole mix here. So you can see Frankie's leg is in that rubber guard position. He throws that gripping arm up and over and is going to try to now set up a guillotine grip with his two hands underneath my neck. I feel that starting to come on, so I immediately address the right hand. And like, no, we're not gonna play that game. So he gives up on the rubber guard, goes close guard, and I stand up to get out. I would have been very upset if he hit that move on me. But again, there with the quickness, gets up on that guillotine. So catches me with my head low, my arm extended, shoots up super fast. We'll have to dig that footage up one of these days, Steven. So yeah, now I'm in a bit of trouble. I've got a very good anaconda threat setting on. I'm trying to keep a decent angle where I'm not threatened. Frankie's grip is super strong here, and he makes this great adjustment to a different submission. This is the seated Katagatame. So notice he can't quite get to the position he wants with the anaconda. He can't get my arm extended over my head or whatever. So we kind of roll back up. He keeps his grip. It's not even like a full anaconda grip, right? It's a head and arm grip. And watch him walk his hips outside of my left arm. So he gets perpendicular to me, then sits through. He drives this left knee across my stomach, and he throws his right leg over. And then now, instead of crunching like a guillotine, we always talk about crunching your elbow down to your hip. For this variation, you actually want to pull in this direction. And he and I went over this. He showed me how he does this. And it was remarkably tight, like very uncomfortable, very tight. So he starts pulling in this direction. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting out of that one. So for anybody who really likes playing Anacondas, Darces, I would highly suggest you throw that into the mix in your game. It's a really, really great variation. I've been familiar with the seated Katagatame for a while, but I've never known how to work it into my game. And that right there was the best example I could have asked for. So getting it done to me and then figuring out how to do it to all of you. No, I'm not going to show it again. Try the move of the day. I don't care what you did. Yeah. I'll show. Are you trying to, Cooper? Are you asking for the move of the day that you want to see again, or me getting strangled again? And yes, Andrew, I'll absolutely go over it with you. And Cooper, I'll show you too. Oh my God! Look at this. Look at this single frame of James right now. Look at that face. That's beautiful. Somebody capture that, clip it out, send it to me. Me getting strangled. Yep. Do you just want to see me getting strangled, or do you want to see the whole setup? So there he's got arm and head locked in. Sits outside of my left arm. I wouldn't necessarily, like, he doesn't necessarily have to get his legs like to this position. He does it because I kind of make it easy for him, right? As I'm trying to adjust to this, I pick my hips up, pick my knees up, and he just goes all the way across, so he can throw on like even more torque now. It's not. I don't think it's absolutely necessary to get this finish, but it definitely helps. So now it's just, you can see where I'm at. I've got my arm, my head wrapped up in a Katagatame with him beside me, as opposed to belly down against the mat. It's just a slight, a different variation from the same strangle you guys are familiar with. All right, take it easy, Andrew. We'll see you tomorrow. I might zoom through this one. We got James and Alex over here. Frankie and I talking. A little action over there in the corner. James, is there anything from this round you wanted to see? I think we're coming up on the end of the footage here. There you go. We got a little cross Ashi entrance. Kind of, I know Luke likes to show from side control. Alex gives you an early tap on that. Yeah, let's see what the last round is. Max and Frankie. Max isn't in the stream, so I am inclined to skip this round too, because it's getting late. Oh, Max gets put belly down here for a hot minute. Steven and I try to break each other's legs for about half a minute. Oh, Max showing Cooper how to sprawl. Here we go. And just because Frankie and I are doing something, I'm going to watch this. Oh yeah, he backsteps into a really great cross Ashi here. So as I'm trying to go up thinking I'm going to take his back, he goes, no, you're not. Really good hip penetration, right? He gets all the way hip to hip. And it's way too late on me for turning out of that. Got kids running on the mat now. Everything's falling apart. Double leg takedown. I don't think anything else fun happens here. Just a whole lot of movement. Yeah, we're good. We'll call it. All right, cool. A lot of footage. Thank you guys for for sticking around and for having such an active Saturday. Really, really good rolls. There were a whole lot of you on the mat that day. So again, thank you to Frankie. Really great to have you back, bud. Always happy when you come and visit us. And yeah, I'm looking forward to learning what some of you guys who went to the Gordon seminar today learned. Pull it on me, break me down. I bet there was a triangle in there somewhere, but we've moved past that, Cooper. Gotta leave the past behind. So yeah, come back to class if you went to that seminar. Show me how to do all the cool stuff Gordon showed you how to do, and it'll be great. So if you are lurking, hit the follow button. If you're liking, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe at YouTube as well, where I'll post this. I think I still need to post the last one, so I'm a little behind, but I'll get that up tonight. And yeah, I think we got one more week of mount before we move on to the back, so I hope you guys are looking forward to it. And I think we'll just leave it at that. Go trim your nails and do your laundry, and don't be stinky. We'll see you guys back at class. Take it easy.